Oh, it's the 73rd Goals Strategy Workshop. Uh, we're here with birthday boy Mike Cook and myself, Matt Riley. Mike, so how what was it? 41, 40, 21?
What was that?
What
Birthday?
birthday?
40. 40.
40.
Yeah.
I remember my 40th birthday party because my girlfriend invited a bunch of my friends, including a bunch of my ex-girlfriends who I'm friends with, and they were sitting around a table together, a bunch of them, and they were talking about how, like, wait a minute, he brought me to this place on his like second or third date because I used to take dates. Like the first date would be like a fun, quick coffee date, whatever.
Mhm.
But a good second or third date, and if you have this in your area, I highly recommend it, even for couples, for married couples, whatever. It's like a pottery place. You paint pottery and go back. And you go and like, like I paint a mural of Fenway or something like that on like a coffee mug or something. Uh my thing got stolen once. So I was like, it must have been a good job because someone stole my Fenway Park plate. I had a plate looked like looking from the outfield into the into the stands or into the field, and someone stole it. It's a little clay room in Boston. If you ever know who did that. But yeah, so selfishly, we took a day off for Mike to have his festivity with his cake and goodies, and
Mhm.
did Johnny B send you a card?
No. Didn't even give me a 501.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I keep forgetting to ask for the birthday. June 4th. I think our cycle actually falls on June 4th. So, yeah. I will say traditionally, for some reason, I've always done well in the spring, May cycles, that like early
Yeah.
part.
Let's see. I
So
might actually have that here. Am I sharing?
you are, yeah.
Which one? You
This
see
is the
the.
all-time points.
Okay.
Let me switch
Yeah.
my.
So, like, I have some of those, like the 13th cycle for some reason. You see, I do incredibly well. Then there's other
Oh,
ones, like, I think I lose interest at the end of the year because that's always the worst.
well, the stable race is over, right? Like kind of bumming.
Usually, yeah. But there's just like these couple random that for some reason every year I do really bad on them.
I
Don't
haven't
know
looked at
why.
my all-time points or all-time whatever's, but I
Yeah.
know
There's
um,
mine.
I know it was like 83rd or 84th.
78,265. I track useless things also, like how many strats I did that year and how
Oh my
many points
God.
I get per strat. So
What was your best year? Let's see, 2023? I
like,
don't know,
yeah,
2018?
points was, it was back in 2018, but I had 220 wrestlers. So this is how many wrestlers I had, if anybody ever
Wow.
wonders. Uh, so yeah, I mean, it was like at the time I think it was third or fourth most points ever. But you see, it's actually one of the worst years on a per strat basis. So that's kind of what it is. Like, yeah, it's easy to get points then, but
I
yeah, you're
have
not.
to make a special announcement that we have a guest.
Mhm.
Porter, say hi. Take care. Well, I would say for points and no, my table's messed up. Oh, there we go. This is terrible. This is gonna go wrong. Uh, all-time points of players who consider themselves like, like how do I get, big time points like that? Uh, this workshop. That's right. So just keep focusing on the drops here, and of course you can have a spirit of Hex Jack and Randy Savage behind you. Trying to see who have behind you there. Those plaques.
These are work awards.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Not plaques.
You don't
Titles.
but you don't have a
Slightly
red
better.
belt from work, do you?
They didn't. Well, they didn't give me an option to take free matches, so I took the trophies. So
Listen, it's been a good year, but you can have the bonus in cash or in free matches. My God, when you put it that way, how can I say no? Um, a quick aside number two, with my special guest here is Porter. If you play Helldivers 2, I'm on there, so let me know. I have a group of like 5 of us now that like play. We play like once a week. It's like on a Thursday night, but it's just fun. Um, and I think in August, I believe the Gen Con is I'm going to in Gen Con in August. And I think if I have the numbers right, we're actually due to do a workshop while I'm there. So it might be a little bit of an away game, but we'll see what happens when we get there, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Dude, you're killing me. Stop breathing on me. Oh my God. He's a lovable dog, but he has the stinkiest breath and he
Mm.
farts all the time. Why don't you go lay down somewhere else? All right, don't do that. So this cycle, is it looking too easy or too hard?
I have no idea because I
Oh,
just set this up, so I've not really looked. Let's answer some questions first, though.
sure. Yeah.
We'll go with Tom's question.
Mm.
So he was asking, this W would be the 42 or the 41. So he was asking why you wouldn't put it at 14. And basically, say we both got it right or wrong, but either way, it's going to come out to the same thing.
Mhm.
Because if you get it wrong, here's what he would have: he would have the 45, 45, 43, 44, 44. But if you put both at the end and you get it wrong, you would have 45, 45, 44, 43, 44. The way they do it, if you have the same score, so say we both hit a 501, so they look at holes 1 through 15, they equal 501. 1 through 14, we still got the same strat. 1 through 13, and then I beat him.
Take
Yeah.
that, Tom.
Now,
Hey,
the
Sue, you
only
should
time he would be right, there is one time he'd be right, but it's a very rare chance. He would be right. So say um, we both get the 44 wrong, or say he gets it wrong. There is a way where if you have a 500 or a 499 that wins a Fed title, that it works out for him. Like if he missed right there.
Nice.
But I've seen maybe two examples of that ever where somebody actually won because of that. I've seen those people lose a lot.
No.
So in general, you're going to lose at 13 more often than not on point flow. So it's best to put your 45s at the end because of that. Get
Go
rid
get
of
some
that.
water, bed. Get some water. Get a drink. Get a drink. Go ahead.
See, then we were just going to explain the charts real quick.
Yes. So
So
what they're looking at.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that. It's a lot to take
the
in.
first chart. Yeah, first chart is just a simple hold chart. Everybody should have one of these. You don't have to go back like 16 years, but at least probably 2 or 3 years worth of information. And if anybody needs that again, just ask. I
A
can
fun
send these
side
over.
note, does anyone know who has
Mhm.
the oldest, like farthest reaching record?
I'm not sure. Do you know somebody that has a ridiculous one? Let's
I
see.
want to
I'll
say
tell
I
you what I
think
got.
Ryan has like back to 2014 or 2013,
Oh yeah,
which
I got
now
that.
it's like,
Let's
I'm
see.
pretty sure he does that, but he may have dropped it when he left the game for a little bit. Well, left um, commissioning.
Looks like on here, I think I got like 10 years worth. I'll look. I know I got more somewhere though.
So while you're looking at the chart of the
Mhm.
holds, do you want to talk about the pros and cons of not covering? Like I'm a big believer in not covering every single hold. Now I see you have like 4850 there, but I'm thinking that's probably back when those holds were still viable and before I
Yeah.
think it was like 22 or whatever came along.
Right. I go down to 23s. Um, Out of habit, it was up until about 4 years ago. Like once a year, we'd have a 24 or 23 kind of jump up. So I tracked it just to know what those were. I'm trying to find an example. It's not happened in so long that I probably could just take them off and everything would be fine. But yeah, you see, historically, we would have this where one would actually drop down, something would jump up. So
Hmm.
I would lose actual information if I got rid of those at this point
Yeah.
because some of those hit, but they're completely useless at this point.
And if those Y's and N's in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, that was one of the extra things we tracked. So this was if the exact combination of 25s from 2 cycles ago hit, it's a yes. So you see how rare it was.
Right.
That's all that one is.
I always feel like there's like that thing where you think, I figured out the system. I've
Mm-hmm.
broken it. I'm gonna win. And then it's like he couldn't do it. I enjoyed a 488 strategy.
Yeah. That's the one thing. There is no perfect system. You
Mm,
gotta, like I said, you just gotta find the things that get like a 70, 75% of the time.
right.
And then you're right 3 out of 4 times. That's pretty good.
And I'll just say for those of you who are wondering, like, oh, well, like, like all the, what we do here to read, like, actually, I only said 91. Let me move our faces. Um, do over here. It's hard to figure out where to put this. Just to give you flashbacks back when I first started doing these, we used dry erase
Mhm.
on a board. And that's how we did them. And or I used like these tearaway sheets. But this is much easier to read. So this is just again, kind of seeing you see the 25s highlighted for like, what to avoid. The
Mhm.
41s and 42s in red to avoid those, the back end. I'm curious though,
Mhm.
like, the top, like we had, you said we worked out the ones in the top 10, if you will, that went away, right? So 7 went away, 32 went away,
Mhm.
but you don't really see that in the bottom.
Right.
Did that ever happen? I feel like I never
Um,
seen that happen.
no, I'm trying to. I don't think it has at all.
Uh-oh, Johnny B, don't listen. Johnny B, turn away, block your ears.
I mean, because yeah, I don't think. No, like that's back 10 years, and you see it's the exact same holds. Yeah, I don't think that's happened on any. So basically, they what they went with, they have not changed. I don't recall a really unusual cycle where
Mm,
something crazy happened on the back. Like there's ever been a 40 go up in
yeah.
what probably like 20 years since that's happened.
I was gonna say, I was
So
curious, like, I'm trying to think of like when the last time I remember a bottom 5 hole like jumping, and all of a sudden 90's
they've
out of
done
the
a
mix.
yeah, like they've done a few weird things where like both 44s went to 45, things like
Mhm.
that. But those are still rare. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess they've not really changed a single hold in at least 10 years.
No. You know what this
Um,
means? Johnny B's gonna hear this and be like, I'll show them.
yeah. If you're starting and you don't want to go too far back, though, all you need up here would be 25s through 30s and 41s through 45s here.
That's that's what I do, yeah. All right, so next chart.
Yeah. So
Oh,
this
headache.
is a combination of you see the ones in black here. That's the extended versions, and then I just condensed them here. So this is just the whole chart we just looked at. Up here is our yes or no on if a 25 from 2 cycles ago hit. We used that because we had a really good pattern going for a while. It's kind of slipping away,
Yeah.
but still worth looking at. Um, Over here, this is all the combinations. So we know, a 29, 28, 29, 27, etc. These are the possible two hold combinations that could go. And this is the actual combination for each of those.
Nice.
Right. This one right here is the last time that hold combination dropped in the Fed. That helps us because we know to take away the last gold, the 2 cycles ago gold.
Hmm.
Um, it's down to, I think there was one last year that was a 2 cycle ago. So you can
Yeah.
almost automatically lock both of those out.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't even think I updated this one. I found at one point I thought this meant something, where if you look at the feds that had hit it in or if it had blinked, um, I found that it's actually pretty even though. Like I know you think gold in one of those first two happens a lot. It happens
Yeah,
like 3% more than the others. So
works for
it's
me.
not, yeah, it's not as, it seems like it happens more, but then when you actually put the number to it, it's like, oh, it's not that different.
Well, now that the UWL is moving to Diamond, I might actually play it.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. I'm
Much
glad
better.
they stayed out of the first week worth of feds. But
Oh,
yeah, we don't need that anymore right there.
okay.
And this is the back combination. So we talked about how we set up the back a minute ago.
Yeah.
This is historically the combinations that have went each cycle. So, and then just to show the expanded versions, this is the this is just when it each cycle what the drop was, just a different way to look at it. I've actually got this two different ways because this is probably the most important. I've got it like this, but then I've got it like this with the actual numbers, so it's a little easier to see how common something is. And this is how like we catch things like we knew don't bother using 28s for a while
Right.
because we knew it was going to get really far up. Um, which means when we get to it in a minute, it's already marked out because it's been used this cycle. But yeah, anybody that tries to bring up, should I use 28s again this year? Uh, the answer is no.
All right, there it is. You heard it here first. Oh,
Yeah,
actually, seventh, 8 times now.
yeah, yeah. No matter how many times Darren writes it in the chat, just don't listen to him. That's why we can't invite him on because
It's
he won't quit talking about it. But yeah, that's the main thing to look at. So you got your whole chart. You need to know when things have hit the feds before that cycle and historically in that one. Um, Pretty much each cycle you can mark off at least two, but maybe four. So you see you've only got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine options. So when you get to gold being the third fed, you should have 5 to 7 as your options here.
right.
So it's the quickest way to roll out things, and it's the best way because that's one of the like pretty much a guarantee. So we talk about there's not many guarantees. Hold 25 is a guarantee. Hold 90. Being able to mark at least these four things off, that's a guarantee. You set that one cycle last year where it happened 3 times. That wasn't a guarantee, but that won't happen again until it does. And then it'll be
Right.
okay. I want something in that cycle, so I'm okay with it. Let's see, what else do I got? This is just the expanded back fives. The reason, and this is actually true of everything on here, even if you just play in gold, you need to track this stuff for all six because, like I was showing you with the drops, things connect. Um, on the back five, we see very often, like if the first two are the same, that's what you go with in gold. And it's just an easy way to kind of see that.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then the other one, we don't talk about it a lot on here, but
Oh,
multis.
the splits. Yeah.
This is all I look at. I track if when a split occurred, and then just what the combination of. So this is the 30s, 29s, and 28s. Um, just useful to have. You can see the more common ones used, and
Hmm.
so while we're here, I'll give you a quick thing. You see that there was two splits in a row. Uh, that doesn't happen very often on a third, so
Yeah.
I would go without it. I don't really do multis anymore though, so I update the chart though, just in case I
There you go.
change my mind. That's the other thing. Like anytime you're making charts like this, they're not bad if you keep them updated, but there's a lot of work to get caught back up. So stay caught up. That's pretty much it though.
So with that
Just,
in mind, the chart to the right there,
mhm,
since we had two cycles in a row without the 25 bounce, one of the 25s bouncing back to
mhm.
25, does that make you lean towards most likely? Because like we see a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, so it's definitely changed. Like if you look, we've had a few patches where it gets a little rough.
Yeah,
Then we get a nice stretch, but those started decreasing as the past few years went on, and we're to the point where yeah, we're definitely getting more no's than we had. Um,
right.
Two in a row though with this though, I am willing to bet there's a greater than 50% chance that it'll be a yes this time. That's where I'll lean towards that. I thought that last cycle missed it. I still got a 500 though, so it's not like it. We were everything else was right, so we were still
50% of
okay.
the time, it works every time. Why don't you lean out? Go ahead, bud.
But
Some water.
yeah, we're losing a little bit of our steam there. But when we get to, we'll show in a minute. But like you got to just pick things like that sometimes because at a certain point you are just guessing
Yes,
between the few options. So uh, let's start. I think that answers everything, right?
I think yeah. Like
Okay. All right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's start on the back because we were kind of getting spoiled again, where it looked like we were going to just start coasting, everything one cycle, then
Yeah.
everything. We got the split again here, though. So we had a 41 in iron and a 42 in steel.
Oh boy.
So if we look back at the times that's happened, so you see one, two, two, one, two, one, one, two, one, one, two, one, and yeah, one, two, one, one, two, two. So more often it is a 41.
Right.
We saw last time though it wasn't. But this goes back to the other rule that we use where when in doubt, probably go with the 41 because it
Mm.
has a better floor than the other. Um, you can also look, yeah, we had 341s, 241s, and you see it does tend to balance out to get good information.
The tip. The secret tip.
So it is first cycle in the NWL.
Yeah. The gas monster. Gassy boy. He's just a gassy boy.
Yeah.
Gassy boy. You are. You're a filthy monster.
You see, it kind of balances out though. Like when you have two stretches of multiple 41s, get more 42s. So
Yeah.
I think your options are if you use a 41, it's got the safer floor.
Mm.
Based on this, though, I think a 42 has a slightly better chance because of how many 41s we've had recently.
Mm. Okay.
Um, that's going to be a tougher part this
And
cycle.
what's our 41, 42 look like as far as holds go? What are the actual like
Yeah.
super dogs?
So
Uh-oh.
61, it's not been a very good hold recently. You see, it's had stretches like this before. At a certain point, it will become better. It actually looks almost identical to right here.
All right.
So it has a chance.
All right, so
65. It's
keeping
went
it
three in a
going.
row. Had to go back a few years to when it had more in a row that didn't hit.
Sorry.
40, see, 67.
61. The Devil's Hold.
Yeah, not much stands out to me. I kind of like the 41s just at first glance.
You want to do the back end first?
Yeah, so I'll tell you this part, it'll be easy this cycle, I think, because
Easy, he
uh,
says.
yeah, you see, you had four in a row that were the 2-1, and it might have been the first time that's happened. Yeah, it's not happened in a long, long time. But 90 being 45,
Mm-hmm.
so we put 90 here as the 45 going to 44, and 73 being the other. 73 goes here. All right. But yeah, then at that point, you have, we already talked about the 42, 41s and how you'll have
Mm-hmm.
to pick one of those two here. Um, that's the first. So you have 16 total backs right now because everything's an option. You make that decision, you go down to 8. Um, I'll have to decide. I'll probably go 41s, I think, but
Take the
I'm
points.
not. Yeah, I tend
Support
to
hits are
lean that
overrated.
way. So say we go 41s, but I'm not 100%. That might be the thing I change. Um, we have all four combinations of the 44s and
Mhm.
43s here. So we're going to leave it right there for now.
Yeah,
8 options. Let's go talk about the top.
sure.
So 2 cycles ago, gold was 29.26. So we get to cross out those four. Still was double drops being
Right.
28s. Last gold was the 27s. And iron was 26. So we have no double drops left to even talk about.
Ooh,
Um, and this is one, even though we just crossed off four things, only 7 options really. So you see a lot left. Um, we can take the 1246 out.
right.
That was 2 cycles ago, 25s. And
Yeah,
little chart we track here, we see it's pretty rare. Like every 2.5 years, it happens once. So not worth trying to guess that.
right.
And that leaves us with, see, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19 fronts. This is when you probably have to go with using something like the 2 cycles ago 25s if one will hit, or
Hmm.
whatever else you found. There's a lot more than just this. There's many things that you can kind of get creative with, and like I
Right.
said, just make sure that it has probably at least like 66% is your threshold that you need it to hit by. We'll be fine on time. That's it.
Uh-oh. My God,
but
they're warming up.
yeah, just find something like this. This is what I like to go with. But like I said, probably might have to start browsing some of the other ones because we're getting closer to that 50-50.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm going to still go with it this cycle and say it's going to be a yes because it's been so rare to get to 3 in a row.
Yeah.
If I do that, I go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I make that decision, pick between 41s and 42s, then I've got 8 fronts and 8 backs for 64. Um, then you kind of have to get into what you like about each of these.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, this one's been 13 ago, 4, 9, 3, 7. Um, we know in general you want to be in that like 5 to 10 range. I know it's tough because like 0 to 5, we talked about how 1 and 2 never happens, so it's got a lower percentage.
Right.
You have a pretty low percentage on ones over 10 compared to it too, but that's almost a little unfair to use as a percentage because it's very common that they're going to be 7 through 9s because we showed there's 9 options.
Yeah.
So unless one repeats in that 0 to 5%, it's probably going to be in the 6 through 10. So that does help a little, but I think you're leaning more towards the 29-28, the 28-27, or the 27-26.
Yeah. What do you
If we
think,
just
Porter?
look at those, we are getting at a point in the year. So we know in general, everything happens at least once a year. You see, there was 4 last year that never happened. It's pretty common that they actually happen twice. You see, there's a lot more that's happened twice versus just one. I do like to start giving some value to the ones that haven't hit yet in that Fed.
Okay.
It's a little early, but by summer, you usually start to see that everything's kind of covered at least once, and that goes back to what we just saw with. Like I said, it happens typically. It's rare that something goes past 10 cycles without hitting, and that kind of hits with this. Like you just see these fill in a lot more. But 29, 28, 28, 27, and 27, 26, which doesn't help us at all, does it? 29, 28,
Mm-hmm.
27, 26. Yeah. So pretty much everybody says that these are all options. So I do think this is a cycle that we have a lot more on our potential holds.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably leave it a little larger. Um, yeah, I think so. It'll be tough to get this one down to 24 without just making
Some
more
wholesale
wild
cuts. Yeah.
assumptions. I don't want to make a lot of those, but we'll recap. So if you think that it won't go 3 in a row here, we get down to 7 fronts. Sorry,
Yep.
eight fronts, eight. Um, your toughest decision will be if you like the 41s or the 42s. You said the value in the 41s, they have a pretty good chance of hitting, but they also guarantee that you'll probably have like a 42 low and
Right.
a 43 at the worst. Versus if you take the 42s, you'll probably get a 44 or a 41 if it hits.
Yeah. What about
So,
the 12 and the
mhm,
46? If I look at like the 2 cycles ago, if we're just comparing those as far as the 25s go.
mhm.
If we
So
go, oh, I'm
which
gonna go into
one
that.
appears more likely? So 46.
Meh.
Yeah, it seems to fall on hard times when it
Hard times.
has one. So it's very possible that it would drop. Um, who's the other one? 12. 12's had more recently. And so you see it usually kind of bounces out of it. It looks like it's had an extended one here, but usually about 3. And that's true of most holds. Outside of one really hates itself. Uh, I think I like 46 more than 12 if I was picking one of those two.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that's where I'd lean on that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So that would take,
That
that means you're
sound.
taking 28, 27 or 27, 26. So if you went all in on the 2 cycles ago and just 46, you could get down to 4 fronts. And if you made your one pick on the back, that gets you down to 32. So this is going to be a tougher cycle. So more variants at least,
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be.
it's possible to hit within this. Um, you
This is
just got to
what
kind
I
of
think of this
think
as like
about
a you know, if you have wine taster or you do certain
it.
foods, you
Mhm,
have a palate cleanser. This could
mhm.
be a palate cleansing strategy approach. So like all those folks doing well.
Yep.
Oh, that thing's working for you? Not so fast. Johnny B. Oh no. Oh, yeah. What in the name of Cactus Jack am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Now, next cycle, though, that will be one that has really low options. So we'll be right back to where everybody wants to be. But this is on the higher end. So
That's all right.
enjoy it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, birthday boy, Big
Mhm.
4-0.
Yep.
Everyone should comment and leave
Still,
birthday wishes.
yeah. Still
Like,
pretty young in IWA years.
yeah, like
It's
the
one of the
guy in
few
that
games
random
where that's
post last
true.
time posted something. So if you're not a Russian bot, please leave a message. And if you are a Russian bot, leave 2 messages. So yeah, there it is. All right. Well, thanks again. This is the
Yep.
73rd workshop. Remember to get your matches in by Monday morning,
Mhm.
bright and early. And this is the spring cycle. So make it count, folks. Some tournaments going on. We got a lot of stuff to roll out this next couple of cycles. So enjoy. So have a good weekend, man.
All right. Take care.
I'll see you. And Porter says bye too. Porter. Porter. That's probably fine. Boy, boy, sleepy boy. What is it? What is it? No, don't be shy. Talk to the masses. Say hi. I hate you. Give him the Porter finger. I'm not tired. You're tired. All right, folks. My stupid thing is missing. So, all right. See you guys.